Good day, children. So, in continuation with our effort, which we in previous effort, where we started studying the practical chemistry, today I'll be telling you a little bit about chlorides and nitrates. Now, whenever any chloride salt, so when I say chloride salt, it can be any chloride salt. It can be NaCl, KCl, BaCl, any lead chloride, any salt. So when any chloride salt is treated with the dilute acid, then besides giving you the salt, it also gives a gas which is HCl. HCl gas is also produced. Now this HCl, it is colorless. It has a pungent odor, and these are the physical properties. And then chemical properties which are used to confirm it is one, if you take a glass rod dipped in ammonia, then dense white fumes will be formed. Dense white fumes will be formed. So this will confirm HCl. This is one test. And another test is if you add silver nitrate to it, just a few drops of silver nitrate solution, then curdy white precipitates will be formed. Curdy white precipitates will be formed. White, of course, is a color. Curdy basically resembles curd in the sense that if you put a drop of curd in water, then small pieces or droplets of curd will sort of float on water. So those type of white precipitates are formed. That is why we call it curdy white precipitate. This was regarding the confirmation for chloride. I have told you two confirmatory tests: dense white fumes with glass rod dipped in ammonia, and adding of silver nitrate will form curdy white precipitates. These are the two confirmatory tests. And then we will study a little bit in detail about lead nitrate. Lead nitrate is a salt. Actually, we are studying the nitrate radical, but the effect of heat on lead nitrate is also very important. So we will be showing you what is the effect of lead nitrate on effect of heating on lead nitrate, and how the gases evolved, what all do you observe, and this is otherwise also a very important question. And then this results in the formation of NO2 gas, and then we confirm the presence of nitrate radical by a test which is known as brown ring test. Brown ring test. Now for the brown ring test, in a test tube we will take the nitrate salt and then we add concentrated sulfuric acid to it. Concentrated sulfuric acid. Now then from the sides of the test tube, without disturbing, we add freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. Freshly prepared means we when the test is being done, immediately we take in a small beaker a measured amount of water, and then we add FeSO4 to it and keep stirring it, and then this solution is made. We can't prepare it earlier because otherwise ferrous will oxidize to ferric sulfate, and ferric sulfate is not sensitive to the test. So that is why we add ferrous sulfate there and then. Now this ferrous sulfate will come on the top because it is lighter than concentrated sulfuric acid. And the point of contact where two layers are coming in contact with each other, a brown ring will be formed. A brown ring will be formed. Even this solution is a little pale in color, so sometimes the two of them merge also. Anyway, so this is how a brown ring is formed, and this brown ring is formed between the junction of two layers, ferrous sulfate and concentrated sulfuric acid. Now the chemical composition of this brown ring is nitroso-ferrous sulfate. Nitroso-ferrous sulfate. The formula is FeSO4.NO. Now this compound is extremely weak. It is very, very unstable and very weak. So if you shake the test tube, if you disturb the test tube, then this will immediately break. Actually, then sulfuric acid and FeSO4 and everything will mix up, and whenever we add water to concentrated sulfuric acid, the reaction is highly exothermic. It gives out heat, and that heat breaks the brown ring. So that brown ring breaks, and we see a reddish brown vapors in the test tube. And after that, once it is broken, you leave the test tube for any period of time. The brown ring will not be formed because that compound has already been decomposed. So you will see all this in today's slide. Let's see, wherever if you don't understand, you can clear your doubts or questions in the interactive session.
Normally nitrates are crystalline salts. So these nitrates, they give a particular type of sound, noise, that is known as crackling. Just listen carefully. Check. This is called crackling sound. Crackling. This crackling is breaking off bigger crystals into smaller ones. Now see, a reddish brown color gas is evolved. That is a confirmatory test for nitrates. As nitrates, when decomposed, they give a reddish brown gas. And check the color of residue. This is also reddish brown. This reddish brown residue is lead oxide. So this proves that this salt is lead nitrate. Students are not taking zinc nitrate because I already showed you yellow residue of zinc oxide. So zinc nitrate also check. Zinc nitrate also gives reddish brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide, and only the residue is yellow in color. So we are keeping this for some time. It will change into yellow. Next salt is sodium carbonate crystals, washing soda crystals. We are going to heat. So normally the carbonates are amorphous, but because of 10 molecules of water, this is crystalline in nature. Now check. Immediately when we heat, it is going to change into a sticky mass of sodium carbonate, and water droplets appear on the inner walls of the test tube. So a sticky mass, check, sticky mass that sticks to the test tube. So now this is amorphous sodium carbonate that is left behind when 10 molecules of water, they evaporate. 10 molecules of water evaporate, leaving behind a sticky mass of amorphous sodium carbonate. And the last white salt is ammonium chloride. White salt is ammonium chloride. Before taking ammonium chloride, now just check, this is the same zinc oxide that turned yellow on heating. Now it turned again white on cooling it. And the last experiment is ammonium chloride, effect of heat on ammonium chloride. So again, it's a white crystalline solid. We are heating it. This ammonium chloride is a sublimate Sublimates are the substances that changes directly from solid to gaseous state, and you are observing white fumes of vapors of ammonium chloride. These are white fumes of vapors of ammonium chloride. Look, white fumes of ammonium chloride, gaseous, and when they strike against the inner walls of the test tube, cooler ones, they again condense and stick there as solid ammonium chloride. So this white layer is solid ammonium chloride. This is identification of ammonium chloride. This white layer identifies the salt is ammonium chloride, and white fumes are of ammonium chloride. Thank you, student. This is the effect of heat on white substances. Students, today we are going to test nitrate ion present in the salt. So here we are taking a nitrate salt. Remember something special about nitrates. All the nitrates are crystalline. All the nitrates, remember, all the nitrates are crystalline. So we are taking lead nitrate, crystalline white. Lead nitrate is crystalline white. Yes. Now concentrated sulfuric acid is added. We are going to make a mixture of lead nitrate with concentrated sulfuric acid. Nitrate radical is identified by a special experiment that is known as brown ring experiment. So here we have a mixture of lead nitrate and concentrated sulfuric acid. Lead nitrate and concentrated sulfuric acid. So from the walls of the test tube, we are going to add ferrous sulfate slowly. Ferrous sulfate slowly. Freshly prepared ferrous sulfate. So we have check. Somewhere in the mixture, a brown ring appears. This brown ring is an additional compound, nitrosoferrous sulfate, that proves the presence of nitrate in the salt. Thank you. Hello students, today we are going to test chloride radical present in the salt. So here we are taking ammonium chloride to test. So the salt, first of all add salt, put salt in a test tube. This is white crystalline salt, ammonium chloride, white crystalline salt. Now concentrated HCl is going to be added. So we have concentrated HCl. Add concentrated HCl. Look, a gas, colorless gas is evolved. We cannot see. That gives, look, white fumes with ammonium hydroxide. So we took a glass rod, dipped in ammonium hydroxide near the mouth of the test tube, and this will give white fumes. These white fumes are of ammonium chloride. Ammonia gas combined with HCl and gives white fumes of ammonium chloride. To confirm chloride radical, now we are adding silver nitrate. So silver nitrate gives white PPT confirming chloride radical. So these curdy white PPT are of silver chloride. Thank you.
Alright children, I hope you understood both the practicals today. Okay, have a good day. God bless you.